happy to welcome Anna Maria Viti today, the CEO of Viti Companies, founded in 1938 by her grandfather. So we have a third generation executive here for this wonderful firm, Viti Companies, that is in Highwood, in the area of the greater Chicago, Illinois. And welcome, Anna Maria. I call you Anna Maria, right?
Yes, thank you.
Yeah.
Yes, I don't have a middle name. That's my first name.
That's your first name. Wonderful. Italian origin, obviously. So
Yes,
welcome here, Anna Maria. It's an absolute pleasure to have you on the Leaders Series. I've been so impressed by your work with VT Companies and what you shared with me when we spoke together, especially your dedication to demystifying business insurance, because we know it's an industry that needs clarification sometimes. For our listeners, VT Companies has an incredible legacy, family run since 1938,
Hmm.
truly remarkable. So, before we dive in, a quick reminder to our listeners and to you, Anna Maria, that this conversation is designed for spontaneity and ease. So feel comfortable. You have the final say on this podcast and on any edit. So feel free to speak openly and authentically. I think everybody will appreciate that. Let's kick things off by hearing a bit about your journey now. Could you share the
Great.
story of
Well,
origin?
um, sure. So my father, who always liked me, the oldest, to come and help when I was young, high
Yeah.
school and college, file. That's how many years ago it was. We had filing back then. I would be the one to have to help. But the problem was is I was never trained, so I really didn't like it, didn't understand what insurance was, like many people do. So I decided to pursue education because I love helping children and others.
Hmm.
And so I'm here 40 years later because I worked in the summer and I was trained and understood what insurance was and what my dad was always doing at work, and quit my teaching job and was able to not only be the receptionist, but the accountant. And I was able to fill a lot of different roles. And now I am running the company along with business developing.
Hmm.
It's been great. I still have a challenge. I'm 65 years old, but I still love the business. And I love the aspect of building relationships and helping others.
Mm, wonderful. We have this in common. So you mentioned on your site that the fear factor of not knowing what kind of business insurance you need and the bad solutions, between quote, of one size fits all policies of doing nothing really drive your mission, right?
Yes, it does.
So,
You know, we can help startups who are
mm,
making $3,000 a year up to companies that are have 100 million in sales.
wonderful. You're nursing, yeah, okay, your nursery. So it's a powerful mission. And for our audience, could you briefly explain VT Company's core business today and perhaps share a few metrics or insight that help position your impact in the market?
Well, I'll tell you, we are a business of 22 employees. We're full service. There are not many medium-sized agencies around because these larger agencies are buying up and giving great deals to agencies like myself. But we don't feel that way because we still want to give the special touch
Hmm.
um, that you are not just a number, and we will follow up with you. And we just hired the fourth generation. So
Hmm.
we want to continue the name and the way that we treat our clients and
Mm,
prospects.
mm. Wow. Okay. Wonderful. I love it. You actively collaborate with incubators. You were talking about like M-Hub and the Hatchery and mentor through organizations like, um, 1871, right? This outreach
Yes.
seems central to your approach. So explain a little bit of that, you know, dedication that you have to business, right? And to growing enterprises with, I guess, on the right principles and the right thinking. So tell me more.
Yes. Yes. So I am taking my teaching experience, and about 10 years ago, I saw that there is a lot of smaller companies, startups that don't understand insurance but aren't being helped. So they try to call many agencies, and people don't want to talk to them because it's just small potatoes. But
Hmm.
I feel that everybody needs help. And
Mm-hmm.
so what we do is we have a department that helps these startups. Not only do we help the startups, but I also educate. I've got a presentation or webinar called Taking the Mystery Out of Business Insurance. And this helps these smaller these smaller startups understand what they need. And if they have insurance and they don't know about the information that I gave to them, they likely call us so we can help them out. But again, it's all about trying to take the mystery out of insurance because we know, and I'm sure everybody in the audience never feels comfortable about it.
Yeah.
So that's
Yeah.
really what our mission and our value is in our agency.
It's absolutely true. Yes, yes. So thank you. So I'm sure you have, I'm sure, I know you have a unique vantage point, with your extensive experience, you've been looking at this industry with the eyes of a teenager and now of a really experienced businesswoman. So what are some of the most significant trends you've identified in the business insurance market, especially concerning the niches you serve, startups, cannabis, nonprofits,
Yeah.
what challenges, opportunities are you seeing emerge?
First of all, I think a lot of people, especially startups and smaller businesses, they're looking at the insurance product like it's going to buy a car or going to buy groceries or gas or what's the least expensive. And my mission really is to try to change that because it's not the price, it's what are you getting? What are the exclusions? And some of the companies that I review their current policies, they aren't even being covered for what they want, but they're paying $500 a year.
Mm,
So I feel that there are a lot of agents out there that really are not trying to explain. They're just listening to the client and not explaining that, hey, here is what you really need. What do you want right now?
mm,
Because with insurance, you don't have to buy everything right now. You
hmm.
shouldn't be insurance poor because how are you going to run your business?
Yeah, sure, sure.
Another thing I'll tell you is with staff. I will tell you that, including myself, we never went to career fairs. So we have a big disparity between the age or the population of the owners of agencies and the staff in our insurance businesses. They are older and going to be retiring soon. And we don't have enough younger people to make up that gap.
Wow,
We also are having issues because we want to keep the service up, but you really need to have the manpower also to do that.
sure, sure. Wow, those are very
Yeah,
structural
yeah.
aspects, And it's interesting because I hear that, of course, in insurance, but I've heard that in other industries as well.
Hmm.
Yeah, with type of vocational, positions. And yeah, that's really something. So within this context, okay, looking ahead, what does the next level look like for VT companies? And what are your key objectives for growth or impact? And what strategies are you implementing to overcome potential obstacles on that path, that are yours, potentially of your company and external as well?
Well, I will tell you, we are really looking into AI.
Mm,
The insurance industry has a lot of back office. So, what I mean by that is reviewing policies from year to year for our clients,
hmm.
preparing renewals. Now, we're an independent agent, which means we represent many companies, so we shop.
Yeah.
But I will tell you, some of these companies we have that have 5, 10, 20 locations, it could take 2 days to prepare the applications and to send them out and shop.
Hmm. Hmm.
So what we're trying to do is really position our account managers to be able to take care of the client and hopefully have AI do the back end work so
Hmm.
they have more time for the clients and
Yes. Sure.
talking to them on the phone longer than, just a couple minutes and getting off the phone and feeling rushed.
Hmm. Hmm. We'll come back to this, but there's one thing, thank you for that. Yes. Um, in our pre-interview, right, when we were discussing together about the opportunity of meeting here, you mentioned that people were once the most difficult part, yeah. But now you've reached a place where your team behaves as if it were their own company, which I love, obviously, as a business owner. And how has that internal evolution contributed to your ability to aim for this next level?
Well, I'll tell you, if I don't or we don't find a solution, like I said, the first solution is always trying to find someone else, but
Hmm.
I just feel that it's burnout. I will let you know that we have worked with an insurance consultant for years, and there are metrics as stating how much an account manager really can work on or help so they're not burning out or not able to take care of the client. And we watch that very carefully.
Mm,
But
mm.
again, because I was letting you know that it's very hard to find staff or another account manager because we have so much business coming in, we need to find another solution. And like I
Yeah.
said, I think AI is the next
Yes.
solution.
Yes, yes, yes. No, no, absolutely, absolutely. And you were expressing the interest in having a go-to person, right, internally or externally for AI. So because you feel it's a wall of its own, and so it's a wall that evolves very fast. So, you know, you're curious about what we do at Solar AI Express,
Yes.
so okay, and we'll be happy to discuss that in due time, of course.
Mhm.
Um, can you elaborate a little bit on where you see the biggest potential for AI to support VT companies? So you said back office, you're putting together those policies quicker,
Mhm.
train your agents to do that. Anything else that you would like to say?
Yeah. We have these certificates of insurance we probably send out, and that's proof of insurance. We
Hmm.
probably process 30 to 40 a day.
Wow.
Yeah. We have claims that we need to follow up with. So there is a lot of labor intensive back office. I will also let you know that right now, since it's so new, AI, that it's very expensive. Excuse me, the solutions for AI right now. I think I
Yeah,
was telling you that.
yeah, 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 yeah,
These larger agencies can afford it, and they even have sometimes their own IT people trying to create solutions for them.
yeah,
But
yeah,
for the smaller agency, it's a bit tough right now.
yeah, 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 yeah. There's a bit, yeah. No, no, it's okay. Please take your time. You want some water or no, you good?
I'm good right now,
Okay.
thanks.
Yeah, of course, of course. So there are solutions. I will discuss that, but fundamentally, what I see happen, there's a big move towards insurtech, and their business model is to scale. So they sell you a package, that will handle one piece. But if you had a house that no longer fits the lifestyle and number of people in the house, you would not necessarily start just building one wing or redoing the doors. You would really rethink what we need to do in this house, what needs to be produced, how people are going to live together. So you hire an architect that thinks strategy, your life,
Right,
and the container, the home or the office. So that's the first step. The second one is honestly, nobody knows where it's going. So you need to be very iterative, one
right,
small step at a time, and make sure that whatever you fix within this strategic plan, which will be reviewed because the context will evolve outside and in the technology itself, you make sure that you have a ROI. It's very important. Why? Because it's the only way you can sustain this first. Second,
hmm,
you'll gain confidence in the benefit. You'll trust yourself that you're doing the right thing. It's very important as an entrepreneur to trust oneself that you're doing the right thing. Otherwise, you start going into self-doubt. You'll trust that AI can bring you something. And then you'll trust the people who advise you. You'll trust the architect. And that's when you
right.
create a virtual cycle of something that looks like, a business endeavor with a lot of complexity because it moves very fast and the competitive landscape moves with it. But there's still so many opportunities, but you have to do it right. Just right. You sit down and you reflect, you think it through and you get informed. And then what I say, it's really a wall of its own. And just the same way as you don't play doctor at home, even if you can research things on the internet, you need to have specialists who spend their lives, seeing patients and applying medical science. So
Right.
it's a little bit what that is because it's too complex. It's not something to play around. It's a bit like a matchbox of yeah, a matchbox, like matches, fire. So it can do great things, but to be handled carefully. So anyway, I'll be happy to continue this conversation with you, offline. And just to let you know that your company, the minute I started to talk to you, I was really impressed. I love the values. I love the fact that he has been 30 years, that's what you said, to reach that place of a culture of people being fully
Mhm.
accountable for themselves and for the organization equally. And it was a long endeavor, but you've succeeded at it. So if you succeed at people, you'll succeed at AI. That's my message to you. If you succeed at people, you will succeed at AI. you know. So thank you so much for joining us on the Leader Series. Your insights into empowering business owners in this particular industry and beyond and navigating the insurance landscape has been really valuable, invaluable, and it's been a real pleasure, Anna Maria. Thank you.
Thank you. And one thing I wanted to add is that
Please.
I feel that AI is not going to replace the human touch relationship and information. It's just going to help enhance my staff, I'm going to say, because if we can take some of this mundane
Yeah.
back office work away from them, they are really going to shine and be more productive too.
Yeah.
That's really
Absolutely.
what I'm looking for.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Absolutely.
Okay.
So for our listeners, you can learn more about Anna Maria and Viti Companies at viticompanies.com. And we'll be back next time with another inspiring leader. In the meantime, Anna Maria, all the very best. I know we have a meeting in a week that's scheduled already, and we'll be in touch soon. All right. This
Thank
is the end of
you.
our podcast. Of course. Thank you so, so
Okay.
much.
Yes.
Okay.
Have a
All right.
good week. Bye bye.
Yes, you too. All right. We'll talk in a week. Thank you. Bye.